Batman the Dark Knight, written by Greg Hurwitz, art by Zyman Kudransky. So last issue, we had a whole flashback to how Mad Hatter started taking his pills to kind of not stunt his growth, and it didn't seem like it was going to end well. This issue, and Batman revealed his secret identity. That's kind of important. This issue picks up with Mad Hatter realizing that once they tracked down the factory, they were able to comb through like all the delivery records and stuff like that, and they can start narrowing down where Mad Hatter is. And he's like, okay, the cops aren't a problem. Like we can easily deal with them. Batman's a problem. So I need you guys to find Batman. And he's talking to Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're like, how in the hell are we supposed to find Batman? He's like, we have a whole bunch of mind control things going on, and we're able to see through their eyes. So just have everyone keep a lookout for Batman, and we'll figure out where he is. So then we go back into the flashback where Jervis has started taking his pills, and his parents are like, we really don't want you to take these pills, son. And he's like, I don't care. I'm going to take these pills anyway. And as he starts taking it, his hair starts falling out. He starts having alopecia, apparently. And his father gives him the top hat, like the big top hat that is synonymous with Mad Hatter, as he's talking to the doctor. And he's like, look, yes, it's a concerning side effect, but we're more concerned about, like, what are the other side effects? And we see him talking to Alice and saying, like, you liked me, you told me you liked me. And she's like, look, things like, it wasn't like that. And he's like, you said you were glad you hung out with me that day. And he starts like almost assaulting her. He gets pushed away by some of the other kids, and he's like, it's not fair, this was taken from me, it's not fair. And so he keeps on taking these pills, and we see his rabbit that he keeps in his bedroom is just making, he's thumping, just making some thumping noises. And his parents are outside his door. They keep on saying, Jervis, come out, talk to us, we need to talk, da da da. And he keeps on taking these pills. The thumping noise gets to be too much, and his parents finally like break down the door as we see Jervis has destroyed his pet bunny, like super dead. So he gets dropped off at the Arkham detention facility for the youth, and his parents just leave him there. So then we cut to Bruce, who's down in the Batcave, and he's trying to figure out where Mad Hatter is. And I keep on forgetting her name. Natalia? I think it's Natalia. Natalia goes down, and she's like, oh, hey, Bruce, I find anything? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've never had company down here, and it's weird to me. But yeah, no, this is a dream come true that someone's able to keep Alfred some company upstairs. And she basically convinced him to spend some time with her, and they go upstairs, and he's not focused on the mission anymore. Then all of a sudden she jolts up. She realizes she's supposed to go on stage in like 10 minutes, and she's like, I'll never make it down there in time. So he's like, oh yes you will. And they take the bat jet down there, and he lets her step off and goes on their way. Meanwhile, a janitor saw her exiting the bat jet, and he is under the mind control of of Mad Hatter, I should say. He reports it to the Tweedles, and he's like, okay, so she was being questioned or something. What's up? And he's like, no. They were like, Smiley. Like, this is something else. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, get me eyes on this piano player. And as he sees her, he's like, oh my God, she's perfect. She will be my Alice. So at that point, we see that Bruce put a little tracking device onto Natalia, and he is just keeping an eye on it, seeing that she gets home safe, seeing that her heart rate is still there. He's just standing there as like a guardian angel for her. And Alfred comes down just like, you're in love, Master Bruce. And he's like, oh, is this what love feels like? So then Mad Hatter says, all right, everybody, time for the rehearsal. We don't have an Alice, but anybody will do. He picks out a random brunette and staples a blonde wig to her head, saying like, there, everyone else, I just want to make sure you know your parts. Our Alice will come on the night of. I dare not disturb her beforehand. So all these people just start leaving their houses in mass and arrive at where Mad Hatter's got his thing. And he calls action, and we see him perfectly trying to imitate that one day he had with Alice back in his youth. And at every step of the way, he's got little critiques. He's like, oh, the door handle should be lower and that should be taller. Say it with more oomph, your lines and whatnot. And he's also complaining to the actress playing Alice that she's not doing well enough. And as he's getting to the end of the performance, they get down to the lake side that they were originally ended their date at. And he says, okay, so you look out, you see this view, and you say, oh, you know what, Jervis, I wasn't sure I'd have fun, but... And then he looks at this Alice, and he's like, you know what, nah, screw it, I'm not doing it with this thing. And he pushes her into the pool and says, all right, everyone else, get in. And everyone starts walking into the water and drowning themselves. And he's like, here's the thing, we've got plenty of actors. I can easily get more. I don't want any of them. Screw them. They're all crap. So at that point, Batman goes, meets Gordon up on the roof of GCPD, and he's like, hey, we got calls of a lot of missing people. And Batman's like, yeah, we know. We've been working on that, the missing people. And he's like, no. These people all just got up out of their houses and left in the middle of the night, and none of them have come back. And they're like different genders, ethnicities, kids, like all of them are gone, and we don't know where they are. And Batman's like, look, we might want to brace ourselves for what's going to happen next. And Gordon gets a call from some fishermen who see a body wash up on the shore, and then another, and then another. And Gordon just collapses on the ground, and Batman goes to investigate, and we see the entire, like, reservoir of Gotham is just filled to the brim with bodies. And, yeah, not a good time. I gotta say, this does probably more to sell Mad Hatter as an actual threat than anything else that's been going on in this story, because he's always just been like, oh, I'm taking people and then they just come back later or they disappear entirely or whatever. But this is the first one where he's taken hundreds of people and just ordered them to suicide because of his mental instability. And it worked. Like, he did it. It succeeded, and Batman was not able to stop it. I think this is possibly one of the best Mad Hatter stories that I've ever read. I can't really think of many others that compete with it, but it's the first one that really sells it as the big threat. And I think that switching over to Kudransky's art for this issue really works best for me, because he's got just such this ethereal style, this darker, heavier inks, that it really sells the grimness of the moment. Like the 2-page layout where Batman and Gordon are on top of the roof, just beautifully done. Absolutely love it. So overall, I'm going to give this one an 8. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a super solid issue. In an already pretty good storyline. It's staying focused. It's staying laid out. The only critique I would have is that I want the fact that you gave Batman's secret identity away, I want that to be explored a little bit more. I think that that's a big enough thing that it shouldn't be relegated to just like 2 to 3 pages in the middle. But because I'm also interested in the other story they're doing, it still passes with flying colors. So yeah, 8 for this, loving it.